librarian here with another episode of the Book Report, sharing all the book and library news you need to know about for the month of April. So first up in library news, we will be closed the 14th through the 16th for the Easter holiday, so that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we'll be open on Monday as normal. We've started a new book club at the Southern Range Brewing here in Monroe, and it's on the last Tuesday of the month. So in April, it's going to be on the 25th at 7 o'clock, and we're reading The Cuckoo's Calling, which is really good, so you should come. We also have a new teen book club called Not Your Mother's Book Club, and it's meeting at Marshville on Tuesday the 11th at 3:30, and the book this month is A Monster Calls. The movie just came out, so it'd probably be good to read the book before you watch the movie, of course. And in Union West, we have a program coming up on Saturday the 22nd at 2 o'clock called The Tom Dooley Story, an afternoon of folk legends and songs. And in Waxhaw, we have a children's program coming up on Friday, April 28th called Fun-da-Noodle Fun, which is just fun to say. And it's presented by Katherine Heckscher, and it's a hands-on presentation of fine motor skills. So I hope you can make it out for some of those programs. And again, don't forget we're closed for Easter. All right, so let's talk about some books. So the first book we have is The Women in the Castle by Jessica Shattuck. And it's set at the end of World War II in a crumbling Bavarian castle. A powerful and propulsive story of three widows whose lives and fates become intertwined. An affecting, shocking, and ultimately redemptive novel from the author of the New York Times notable book, The Hazards of Good Breeding. Amid the ashes of Nazi Germany's defeat, Marianne von Liegenfels returns to the once grand castle of her husband's ancestors, an opposing stone fortress now fallen into ruin following years of war. The widow of a resistor, murdered in the failed plot to assassinate Hitler, Marianne plans to uphold the promise she made to her husband's brave conspirators, to find and protect their wives, her fellow resistance widows. As Marianne assembles this makeshift family from the ruins of her husband's resistance movement, she is certain their shared pain and circumstances will hold them together. But she quickly discovers that the black and white, highly principled world of her privileged past has become infinitely more complicated, filled with secrets and dark passions that threaten to tear them apart. Eventually, all three women must come to terms with the choices that have defined their lives before, during, and after the war, each with their own unique share of challenges. Written with the devastating emotional power of The Nightingale, Sarah's Key, and The Light Between the Oceans, Jessica Shattuck's evocative and utterly enthralling novel offers a fresh perspective on one of the most tumultuous periods in history. Combining piercing social insight and vivid historical atmosphere, The Women in the Castle is a dramatic yet nuanced portrait of war and its repercussions that explores what it means to survive, love, and ultimately to forgive in the wake of unimaginable hardship. And it got a starred review from Booklist. This will also make a really good book club pick if you have book clubs of your own. All right, up next, another good book club pick, if you're looking for book club books, is The Idiot by Elif Batuman. The year is 1995, and email is new. Selin, the daughter of Turkish immigrants, arrives for her freshman year at Harvard. She signs up for classes in subjects she has never heard of, befriends her charismatic and worldly Serbian classmate Svetlana, and, almost by accident, begins corresponding with Ivan, an older mathematics student from Hungary. Selin may have barely spoken to Ivan, but with each email they exchange, the act of writing seems to take on new and increasingly mysterious meanings. At the end of the school year, Ivan goes to Budapest for the summer, and Selin heads to the Hungarian countryside to teach English in a program run by one of Ivan's friends. On the way, she spends 2 weeks visiting Paris with Svetlana. Selin's summer in Europe does not resonate with anything she has previously heard about the typical experiences of American college students, or indeed any other kinds of people. For Selin, this is a journey further inside herself, a coming to grips with the ineffable and exhilarating confusion of first love, and with the growing consciousness that she is doomed to become a writer. With superlative emotional and intellectual sensitivity, mordant wit, and pitch-perfect style, Batuman dramatizes the uncertainty of life on the cusp of adulthood. Her prose is a rare and inimitable combination of tenderness and wisdom. its logic as natural and inscrutable as that of memory itself. The idiot is heroic yet self-effacing reckoning with the terror and joy of becoming a person in a world that is as intoxicating as it is disquieting. Bachman's fiction is unguarded against both life's affronts and its beauty, and has at its command the complete range of thinking and feeling which they entail. And this one got a star review from Publishers Weekly, Booklist, and Kirkus. All right, up next we have a memoir, The Rules Do Not Apply, by Ariel Levy, which is a gorgeous memoir about a woman overcoming dramatic loss and finding reinvention for readers of Cheryl Strayed and Joan Didion. When 38-year-old New Yorker writer Ariel Levy left for a reporting trip to Mongolia in 2012, she was pregnant, married, financially secure, and successful on her own terms. A month later, none of that was true. Levy picks you up and hurls you through the story of how she built an unconventional life and then watched it fall apart with astonishing speed. Like much of her generation, she was raised to resist traditional rules about work, about love, and about womanhood. In this profound and beautiful memoir, Levy chronicles the adventure and heartbreak of being a woman who is free to do whatever she chooses. Her own story of resilience becomes an unforgettable portrait of the shifting forces in our culture, of what has changed and of what is eternal. And Booklist said that it was an unflinchingly candid and occasionally heartbreaking book. Next we have a teen selection, Bone Witch by Ren Chapeko. When T accidentally resurrects her brother from the dead, she learns she is different from other witches in her family. Her gift for necromancy means that she's a bone witch, a title that makes her feared and ostracized by her community. But T finds solace and guidance with an older, wiser bone witch who takes T and her brother to another land for training. In her new home, T puts all her energy into becoming an Asha, one who can wield elemental magic, but dark forces are approaching quickly, and in the face of danger, T will have to overcome her obstacles and make a powerful choice. And Publishers Weekly gave it a star review, and it was also on their list of most anticipated young adult books for spring 2017. And it's also the first in a new series. Next, we also have another book that's first in the new series, Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. The dream chooses the dreamer, not the other way around, and Laszlo Strange, war orphan and junior librarian, has always feared that his dream chose poorly. Since he was 5 years old, he's been obsessed with the mythic lost city of Weep, but it would take someone bolder than he to cross half the world in search of it. Then a stunning opportunity presents itself in the person of a hero called the Godslayer and a band of legendary warriors, and he has to seize his chance to lose his dream forever. What happened in Weep 200 years ago to cut it off from the rest of the world? What exactly did the Godslayer slay that went by the name of God? And what is the mysterious problem he now seeks help in solving? The answers await in Weep. But so do more mysteries, including the blue-skinned goddess who appears in Laszlo's dreams. How did he dream her before he knew she existed? And if all the gods are dead, why does she seem so real? In this sweeping and breathtaking new novel by National Book Award finalist Laini Taylor, who is also the author of the New York Times best-selling Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, which if you haven't read, you should, because those are amazing. The shadow of the past is as real as the ghosts who haunt the citadel of murdered gods. Fall into a mythical world of dread and wonder, moths and nightmares, love and carnage. Welcome to Weep. And I can't wait to read this for myself. It got a star review from Publishers Weekly, Booklist, School Library Journal, and the Bulletin for the Center for Children's Books. All right, up next we have a middle grade children's book, The Lotteries Plus One by Emma Donoghue, who you might know from writing The Room and other adult books, but this is her first children's chapter book. And in this one, Sumac Lottery is the fifth of 7 kids in her very large, extremely unruly family. With 4 parents, a parrot, a dog, a rat, and 2 cats, the sprawling Victorian house they call Camelottery is already quite full, in the best sense. But then one day, Sumac gets the news that one of their grandfathers will be coming to live with them. And not just any grandfather, a long dormant one who fell out with his son so long ago that he hasn't been part of any of their lives. Suddenly, everything changes. Sumac has to give up her room to make the newcomer feel at home. She tries to be nice, but the prickly old man clearly disapproves of how the Lotteries live. whole grains and strange vegetables, odd pets, a multicultural household. He's worse than just tough to get along with. Grumps has got to go, but can Sumac help him find a home where he belongs? And this one got a star review from Publishers Weekly and Kirkus. All right, that's all the library news and the books we have for the month of April. If you're looking for more books or want to put any of these right here on hold, you can go to our website or check us out on social media. And until then, keep reading, Union County, and I'll see you next month.